everyone, this is Trisha with trishajane.com and Trisha Jane DIY blog. Today I'm going to show you how to make this dress, which is a Trisha Jane classic dress. This is the dress right here, which is a Doctor Who print. It's sleeveless, has a high neck, has an invisible zipper in the back, and it's really full. You can wear a petticoat underneath this. So again, if you'd like to make this dress, go on my website, which is trishajane.com. Check out my Trisha Jane DIY blog, just to chat about what's going on with all my patterns. And this is the pattern that you will pick up at my website. Thank you, and let's get started. Okay, so these are the tools that you're going to need. Get yourself some really nice scissors just for fabric cutting, and your rotary cutter. It's optional, you don't have to have it. Your rotary mat, which is right here. And also this goes with the ruler for cutting your skirt. But these are optional. You can cut it with your scissors. Great tool to have. You've got to get one of these Clover seam ripper. It's the best tool ever. If you're going to spend some money on a tool, get this seam ripper. Pins, you need your pins, and also your bias tape for the facing that you're going to use for your armhole and your neck. So this is a single fold with the fold lines on the edge. And you need a package of these, and these are by Wright's Accessories. And here is the 22-inch invisible zipper that you need. These are your tape that you're going to be ironing on the back of your dress to put the zipper on. This is very important. If you're a beginner and or an intermediate, this is the easiest way to put this zipper on. And of course, you need your thread and your cord. This is for gathering your skirt. Okay, a yarn can work, and you'll be good to go. Okay, ladies, here are the, this is the pattern basically. Here's the front of it. It, as the supplies, tells you what you need. And the back is the instructions on how to make this vintage dress. So, within this pattern, what you get is, here's the front bodice. Okay, you have to take this and tape it to the bottom, and it has all the sizes, extra small, small, medium, and large. And then this is the front bodice, and then this is the back of the bodice right here. All right, so what you do is cut it out like I show you right here. Just cut all these out the size that you need. All right, and then that's what you need to do. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to lay it on the fabric, and then we're going to start cutting it. Okay, ladies, look at what we did was that I taped the front bodice together, the bottom and the top, and I'm making a small with this vintage dress. And now check this out. This is what you do. When you cut it out, get some tape and tape it together. You know, you don't have to, but you know, I think it's a lot easier to do. You can even pin it together if you wanted to, if you don't want to deal with it. So here it is. You just tape it like this. All right, and once this is all taped, you can iron this down, make it really stiff, whatever, but you know, we're just gonna move forward and start cutting it out. Alrighty. Okay, now ladies, this is what I have. I pinned the bodice onto this fabric, and this is a Doctor Who fabric, but when you make your marble and you have your fabric, you just put this bodice on the fold, and this would be in the center of your dress. So this is how this looks. You cut it all the way around. Let me just show you how you do this. Just cut it all the way around. Just follow your pattern all the way around like this. Really easy. The size that you need. Okay? Just follow it, and it's just so easy. So, and you just go all the way around like this. How easy is that? Look at that, look at that. And go all the way down here. Okay, right here. All right, so you do the same thing to the back. and we're good to go with the bodice. Okay, ladies, we're back. Hey, listen, this is what I need you to do. See these darts? It's really important that you put these darts on. And what the darts do, they give you that nice figure fitted look. So this goes into the bottom. So what you do, I do it this way. You know, there's other ways to do it, but I'm a small, and here's a small. I'm gonna stick the pin in there like that. Take these off. You do the same thing for your bust darts. That's what it's called, a bust dart. And I'm going to stick it right here. All right. So this is what I do. There's, you know, like a tracer that you could trace this dart on, but I gotta tell you, this is like the easiest way for me to do things. And just take these pins off, leave like a couple on, pull this up. Look for your pin. See that pin? See this pin? Can you get in a little closer here? And this pin is right here. You just mark that with an invisible marking pencil, or you know, a colored pencil would do. And that's where you stop, where you do your darts. Take it down, and then measure your line. See, this is a small right here. Take it up and separate your bodice. See that? Separate your bodice. Dot a line there, line right here, and a line right there. And you do the same thing to the breast bodice, breast dart. So what you do is take it here, and you put your pin there, pull it open, put your little dot there, dot here, take it down, put your line here, line there, line here, and check this out. This is what you're going to do. Take this off, take all the pins off, and you're going to see, whoops, you're going to see in here the markings I did. See, there's a marking here, and then here's that dot right there, here, and then the other dot is right here, okay? Same here, here's this, here's your line here, here's your line here, dot right here, here's your line here, here's your line here. Okay, this is what we want to do. We're going to take the darts. You're going to see those lines that we made earlier down below? Here's the blue one, here's one right here. You match those together, okay? And then, see that dot right there that you made? If you're a beginner, pin that right here. Take your other pin, pin it right here. You're going to sew this right up. You're going to angle it right up. And we'll show that to you in the tutorial. Okay, ladies, now that we've cut that bodice off, you need to clean up the top end of this fabric. So what we're going to do, we're just going to line up our ruler and get our rotary cutter. We're going to cut this piece off that we don't need, okay? Cut it off like that. So if I just need to kind of help it along the way. All right, now what we're going to do is cut the length for our skirt. This is kind of a cool way of making your skirt. It's not what most pattern companies show you how to do it, but this allows you to make it easier and fuller, really like adorable full. So my length for my skirt, when I cut it and I have a 2-inch hem, is 21 inches, okay? And that gives you a hem right above your knee. But if you want it longer, you know, cut it longer and then allow for a 2-inch hem. So here we go. Here's 21 right here. All right, 21, 21, 21 here, 21 there. This is to the top. So you take this take your ruler, take your cutter, rotary cutter, cut once. Here's one cut. You're going to have cut 2 of these. Set that aside, take the other side, the other one, cut it down. Another 21 inches. These are your skirt panels. So here it is. All right, here's your skirt panel. Now, we're not done with this skirt. Now this is going to be the back panels. So you have to cut this skirt back in half. So we're going to kind of scooch this over here and just take a smidge off like this. Just cut it. Now if you don't have a rotary cutter or mat, just cut it with your scissors like that. So here we go. So here it is. Here's the cool thing. There's 2 panels. You're going to take your front. This is your front of your skirt. Okay? There it is. All right, so that's what you got. Now what you're going to do now, you're going to take this piece, the back piece, and you're all right, so here's the bodice. All right, we cut this out, and we're going to start sewing the darts. So this is what I do, is that I line up those see that line here? And there's a line back here, and there's the dot circle right there. All right, I'm going to sew this together. So watch this. It's always important to back stitch back here so it doesn't come apart. And back stitch here. All right, so that's one. And then you do the same on the other side, and then I'm going to do the dart and the bottom, right here in the bottom. You line that line, remember that line I told you earlier, that line, and then you find that dot. It's right here, okay? You can pin this. If you're a beginner, pin it if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and just sew it right up. It's at an angle. So, the line's right there. Back stitch. Take it up to an angle. To that dot, which is right here. Right? So, you do it to the other side, and you're done with that. Okay, girls, look at this is exactly what you just did, and here are the darts that you had put together. This is what it looks like. This is the top of your bodice. Now we're going to attach the back part. All right, and these are your back bodice parts right here. You're going to take one. You're going to line it up on the top like this. You're going to do this. Okay, you're going to do that, and we are going to sew this in 5/8 right here. So back stitch, don't forget, back stitch, all right? Now, you do the same thing to the other side, the other half. Okay, now you've attached the front bodice to the back bodice, all right, and you've sewn this part 5/8 of an inch. Now, if you have a serger, you can serge this part onto your serger. If you don't, I'm going to show you, if you don't have a serger, it is important to iron your seam open like this on both sides. Like this. Very important that this is ironed out. It's critical because we have to put the facing on it. It's important. Okay, now the next step is, here's your armhole. And then what we're going to do, take your bias tape, that's part of your supplies that you need for your armhole facing. And what I use is the narrow part of the fold. You're going to either, you can pin it, you know, when you're brand new, just open it up like this. You can even iron it, you know, open. And then you're going to follow this bias tape all the way around the armhole. So take this, put it underneath your machine foot right here. Take your needle and position it right where that crease is at, where it creases, where the fold's at. And you just slowly just sew it all the way around. So sew it all the way around like this. You can pin it. If you're new, brand new sewer, just can pin it. And just go slow. Go slow. Don't, you know, don't be in a rush. Like this. All the way around. Around the armhole. Take your time. Like that. Just follow it through. Match the sides together. Just like that. All the way around. Back stitch. Take it off and clip this part off that you don't need, the excess. Boom, throw it aside. Here it is. Here's your armhole with the bias. Okay? The next step, okay, so then once you've sewn on your bias tape for your facing, it's called a facing, you iron it down. Try to get that down there, okay? It's important you do that. Lay it flat. All right. So what you want to do, you're going to line these up together. Let me show you this. On the side, like that. Line it up. Take all that. And then you're going to sew this down 5/8 all the way down. And I'll take this over to the machine right now. Five-eighths side seam. Back stitch. Take it all the way down. Back stitch when you get to the end. Take it off. And this part, if you don't have a serger, all right, need you to go to your iron board and iron this out flat. Iron it out flat because we're going to attach the skirt to this, so you want this flat open. If you have a serger, you cut the excess off, and this is what it looks like, the serger. See that? How that's done? All right, so now this is all complete. The next step, you can either pin this down. If you're brand new, you're a new beginning sewer, pin it down. And then you go to your machine. All right, and you're going to start to, this is what I do. You have to sew this down. And you're going to top stitch the top of your armhole all the way around, all the way around. Okay, now you're going to top stitch down the bias that we just sewn on. So what I did, I usually go to the top, the front of the fabric. So guide it down, so hold it down. You can kind of feel where the bias is in the bottom. So you slowly top stitch it all the way around. You can feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. You have to sew that down. Don't miss it, okay? So in other words, just go slow all the way around like this and pull. Make sure it's flat like that. Take your time. Look at that. Take your time. Pull. Back stitch. So the important thing is, if you have a different color on the top for your top stitch, change your top thread to match the top stitching. And then underneath your bobbin, this is white, so the white actually should be in your bobbin. So you don't have that tackiness, you know what I mean, when you're sewing. So, okay, so that's good. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you're top stitch. So all you have to do is press this, and it'll look really pretty and flat. Okay, now what I've done now is pin the back skirt, one half of the back skirt to the front half of the skirt, you know, the big piece that we cut earlier, and I pinned them together. So I'm going to sew this down right here on the side of the selvage. I didn't cut that off because I find that really pretty to have on the side of your skirt or your dress, because then you can reference back what fabric company you bought your fabric from. So it's kind of a neat thing. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and sew the sides down. We're going to do one side, and then we're going to start, and then we're going to do the other side. Okay, always back stitch is really important to keep that two sides together. And now we're done with this side. We're going to cut the thread off here, and we're going to do the other. Okay, what I've done, if you saw earlier in the tutorial, I sewed the front to the back piece, and this is what it looks like inside. I pressed it down, and now we're going to attach this string I have right here to the top of the raw edge of the skirt, and I'll show you how to do that. It's going to be easy. All right, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to take the raw edge here, take your string, any type of string. If you have this cord like this, what we're going to do is you're going to set your machine to the widest length of your thread. So, and then also turn it to your zigzag stitch. All right, so we're going to turn it to your zigzag stitch, the widest length, top and bottom. You're going to take this piece, hold it on like this, take it underneath your foot. The string has to be right in the center of your foot, right here, right in the center. Now hold on to it and start sewing. You see how it's zigzagging across? Make sure that that thread does not get caught on that string, because what you want to do, you're going to get, this is your gather. It's going to be easy. But take your time. You don't have to go really fast. Just take your time. Okay, this is what we did. We sewed that string, zigzagged it down, all right? You got it? Now, we're going to pull. Here's your gather. Now, isn't that the easiest thing you could ever do as far as a gather? Okay, you gather it. You take the other side, your skirt, and you gather this all the way through, just like that. Just pull it in. Like this. Check this out, ladies. You got a gathered skirt. Look at that. Look at all those gathers. Isn't that beautiful? All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna attach the bodice to the skirt, and then the last thing we're gonna do is put on the zipper and the top facing, and we are done with this dress. Ready. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, attach the bodice to the skirt. As you can see right here, I kind of like pin the center of the bodice. See that crease? If you can see that crease, and you find the crease from your skirt, the original crease that's on that skirt. You need to match those together like I've done right here. Pin it together, all right? Pin those together, and make sure when you're pinning this, it's, you know, perfect like that. Like this. All right, now the next pin. See this side seam? You take it, undo your gathers, take it to the side seam of your bodice. See the side seam where your armpit's at there? You just do that, and you pin it right here. Right here. Measure that up. And always, please, do not ever sew over your pins. If you have thick pins, you're going to break your needle. So take it off when you have those thick. If you have a thinner pin, like the silk pins, you can sometimes sew over that, but it's recommended not to. That would be your choice. So now you are going to take your gathers, if you can see this, just evenly distribute your gathers onto your bodice. All right, evenly distribute it. Now if you need to tighten it up, pull the string. Pull the string over here on the side. Tighten it up a little tighter if you need to. All right, so here it is. Evenly distribute those gathers. Pin it all the way down. Pin it here. Pin it here. Take it to the end, right here. See where your back of your bodice and the edge of your skirt, the back of it? Measure that up together like this. You can see that. Take it in. Leave a little bit of a flat surface here because you're going to put the zipper on. Pin that. Take your pin off. Coming right to this home stretch here. Make sure you get this portion right here flat for your zipper, about ½ inch. Back stitch is important. Okay, now that we've attached the bodice to the skirt, we're going to pull this string out, okay? So all I have to do is just pull it out like this. You know, if the string doesn't come out, that means you caught it onto your stitch. So you should be able to just pull the string out like this. This is cool. This is the neatest thing ever. So just keep working at it. Pull the string out. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, when you cut your string, make sure your string is as long as your original cut for your panels, and leave like 10 inches more on the string. So when you sew it on, you have a tail that you can pull. So all right, so look, check this out. Your string's out. All right, you're done. Put that aside. Here is this adorable attached. I had put these pins on here. I didn't want to get it caught. But here it is, attached to your skirt's attached to your bodice. Isn't that cool? Look at that, all done. That is the coolest looking thing. All right, now what you want to do is to clean the inside. Now this is not really pretty right here. It's not pretty at all. So you want to lay this down. Make sure the skirt's way down. You're not going to cut it because you want to trim a portion of this off. All right, so here we go. We're going to start trimming this part. You're going to trim just a small portion of it off. Don't go too close now. Just a small part. Just keep it really pretty and clean. So here we go. Take it all the way down. Okay, ladies and guys, hey, listen, this is what you need to put on the invisible zipper. These are the two zipper foots that you need. So this is for the invisible, and this is going to complete the actual closure of the zipper on the seam. All right, so now that we've got that completed, we're going to go to the zipper part, where you're going to cut the Wonder Tape. This 22 inches, the length of this zipper. You need two pieces, right side, left side. And here's your invisible zipper, okay? There it is. So the first thing you want to do before you put your zipper on is to actually, just cut this off a little bit right here, the top, just a small amount. So what I'm going to do is cut that for you right now. So here it is. You just kind of snip that just a tiny bit, take that off on the other side. It's going to allow you to give you the seam that you need to sew on for your zipper. So, okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and make that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to press this down like this. Go all the way down to the end and press. Okay. This is going to. Okay, so here it is. We pressed it, and we're going to take this off. Just toss that aside. Take your zipper. Open it up. You can find other YouTube tutorials on how to put this zipper on. It's really, really easy. So you take this side, the T side, and you just finger press it on here. And what we're going to do, once this is on here, finger press, we're going to go ahead and press it down on with the iron. Okay, so just do this. And you do it on both sides. And then what you want to do is go to the iron and then press this down so the zipper stays on, and you're done. Okay, so see this foot right here? This is the invisible zipper foot. If you don't have it, you can always use your regular foot right here that I showed you earlier. But if you got it, this is like, $8 or $10. But keep this out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and snap this onto my machine. It depends on what machine you're using. And I'm using a yellow thread because I want to show how it's put on. You can see it. And you want to be able to get this coil out like this. Put this down. And then as you sew this down, you might have to change your needle position. I'm going to change mine right now. And get it close to that coil as possible, but without sewing on it. Okay, so again, just look at other tutorials that's out there that's real efficient as far as the how to sew these zippers. So this is what you do. Just go all the way down, and just sew it. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just take it all. All right, so now I've completed the zipper insertion, and I'm going to give you a link on where you can go to really look at these videos on how to put this on. It's just a wonderful video. So, okay, here we are. I'm going to zip this up, all the way up like this. And now you see there's a gap here. Well, how do you put that together? We're going to go to the machine. I will show you how to do that. Okay, so what I did was that I attached the back sides together and make sure that they are lined up. And what you're going to do, I'm going to take this to the machine, and you're going to use your zipper foot. We're going to put the zipper foot close to this line right here, and you're going to sew it all the way down, 5/8, whatever width you want, 1/4 inch, whatever. But you have to get it so that it lines up perfectly. So we're going to sew this down. So we're going to go to the machine now. All right, so what I have is that I changed it to the zipper foot on the right side, and just take your needle down, try to get it as close as you can. You know, you're going to have to work with it. So now what you do is that you back stitch, take it all the way down, and just sew all the way to the end. That's all you need. Okay, so I sewed the seam right here that I showed you. I pressed it, and it's flat. Here's the end of the zipper, the tail, and I sewed it all the way down. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, that's it. All right, I just want to show you, see this part, this plastic part? What you want to do, you want to sew right above that for your seam binding, for your neck facing right here. So you start your needle here and sew all the way around. So you can either do a 5/8 or 1/4 inch depending on the seam binding that you're using. All right, let's get started. Ready? Okay, here we go. We're going to sew this down. So all the way around. Just take it all the way around to the other side. Make sure you get on that plastic, right above that plastic piece. Okay, so then I sewed the seam binding, the facing on. So make sure that this is actually the same level, you know, as far as the neckline, because when you turn it over, you want to make sure it's in the same height. You don't want one higher than the other. So here you are. Here's the facing I put on. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to trim this all the way around, and then we're going to top stitch it, and we're done. Okay, so I'm just going to top stitch down the facing bias tape that we did around the neckline. So make sure to back stitch all the time to keep that thread in. And just take it all the way around, and it should be pretty. Okay, so then what I did, I top stitched it, and make sure that that is leveled right here, because you don't want that crooked, it looks tacky. And so here it is, girls, guys, your zipper is on. And this is what it looks like in the front, and this is all perfect right here inside. Okay, just press it and it looks super cute on. All right, so now we're going to start hemming the dress. So what I did, I pinned it all the way around depending on how short or how long you want your dress. So you know, this is like 2.5 inches maybe, you know, maybe closer to 3. But I like my dresses just a tiny bit shorter. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to iron this down. I'm going to press it all down, and then I'm going to top stitch. We're going to go to the machine and top stitch the hem down. All right? So we're going to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do, top stitch this all the way around. So here we go. And this is the last of your sewing of this dress. So here we go. So take it all the way around. What you do. Don't forget the back stitch so you can keep those stitches in. So here you go, you're all done. Hi, this is Trisha once again. Now we've completed the dress, and here it is. It is completely done. So here's the back, and here it is. Super cute on, superheroes, you'd love it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have another tutorial. So look for this. This is my Yuli bag pattern. So stay tuned, and you can make all these cute little bags for your dresses.